Hi, it's Patricio Phillips here with Liberal Talk Radio. Peter Trudowski in 1998 quipped that in the background of history, extending into what is invisible and hidden, there is an enormous spiritual battle being waged. He said, that which is outwardly visible is the symptomatic expression of this struggle. In other words, the world is ruled in a very different way and by very different actors than is most commonly imagined, the truth of which would be totally shocking if was generally known. The American political historian Webster Tarpley wrote that in Obama we witnessed a postmodern coup. If Obama was the postmodern coup, Joe good old boy Biden, as sleepy as he is senile, is certainly the post-truth one. One of the things you gotta love about our own time is the ridiculous reductionism in which we find ourselves. Consider the Extinction Rebellion movement, or Greta Thunberg's puerile, pedantic, and pugnacious "How dare you?" Paid for by the World Economic Forum so she can lecture them on how they stole her childhood, and she is now declared a saint by the National Church of Sweden. There's an article written on the 3rd of January, 2021, printed on RT's news service. It was called Humans of the Great Reset, What the Future Might Look Like in 2021 if the controlling elites have their way. And I'd just like to read a portion of the article because it summarizes my concerns. With the World Economic Forum members literally funding their own activist movement, it's going to be tough to discern, or activist movements, I should say. Let me start over with that quote. With World Economic Forum members literally funding their own activist movements, it's going to be tough to discern top-down from grassroots change. In the case of the World Economic Forum's push for a new environmentalism, Greta Thunberg and British Petroleum are on the same team. When it comes to reimagining capitalism, Pope Francis and MasterCard are working together to give corporations a greater say in cultural and political issues. Discuss any of these contradictions and problems inherent in these post-COVID predictions, however, and you're labeled a conspiracy theorist. With all world social media giants cracking down on conspiracy content, it remains to be seen where the line between dangerous misinformation and legitimate critique will be drawn in 2021. That was an RT Russia Today news column, Humans of the Great Reset. Okay, so I remember the excitement around the movie Joker a few years ago. And in the person of Joker, you see the archetype of the people's man rise to prominence as he represents every man in a class struggle against the rich. Just like in New York City and Los Angeles during President Trump's tenure, the streets and telephone poles were peppered with calls and signs that said resist. So too in Joker, the mythical city of Gotham sees a Black Lives Matter type anarchist movement, angry at the rich, the privileged, and the powerful, ready to hit out, but they too play a part as pawns. So Biden rose to prominence like Joker, claiming to be a voice for the lawless and riding the tide of media-created discontent. Resist. Resist what? I ask. Joe Biden is the post-truth president when he says we need to believe the experts, even as he prepares digital gulags for those who don't agree with the transhumanist agenda of Davos, that has as its goal the fusion of our physical, biological, and digital identities. That's the stated goal of the World Economic Forum. Meanwhile, as Alana Freeland writes, closed automated cyberculture claims the land, and we will be digitally strip searched by passive millimeter wave imagers, then tracked by satellite.